Do you ever forget to take care of yourself? I know you're busy and finding time for yourself can be extremely hard nowadays. But if you don't, it won't take you too long until you feel extremely exhausted mentally and also physically. My name is Salvo from Mindful Living, and in today's video, I am here to share some healthy habits that can help you improve your day. If this is something that interests in you, then stick with me until the end. Tip number 1, meditation. You might have heard me multiple times mentioning meditation, and probably I'm not the only person suggesting to you that. Meditation is extremely powerful, and I always recommend to all of my students, but all of the people that get to know me, to meditate daily. The moment that you open your eyes in the morning, try to separate yourself from any technology or any particular devices unless you are a beginner meditator. If you're brand new to meditation, there is nothing wrong of carrying your phone with you. I do it myself sometimes, where I set a timer on my phone, or perhaps I'm using apps such as Oura, and I just meditate from 5 to 10 minutes daily. It is extremely important for you to also set the tone of the room you will be spending your meditation. So I normally prefer to turn an incense and opening the window so I can actually hear as well the sounds of the birds and just create an atmosphere for the mindfulness. After your meditation, I always move into a more spiritual self-care. And what I really love doing is to look after my plants. I love nurturing my plants. It's just such an amazing thing to do, especially because it feeds your soul. It feels like you're really taking care of something or somebody. I, of course, do with my partner, with my dog, with myself, but I also love taking care of my plants. So I always strongly recommend everyone to have a little plant near you to nurture, so you're cultivating that love towards others. My tip number 2 is to journal. And of course, I've mentioned that before because journaling is such a powerful tool to express your thoughts. I always will recommend journaling. Now, journaling weekly is giving me the opportunity to actually review the week that is just gone and help me think about what has happened, the amazing things that I'm grateful for, and major information such as how I felt on that day or how I am feeling right now. It doesn't have to be always in the present, so your journaling is what comes to mind in that particular moment. Every year, I go back to my journal and I'm reading my story and I'm just seeing if there is any improvements that I might have achieved. Tip number 3, if you have the luxury of taking half an hour to 1 hour daily to switch off your devices, you really want to completely detach yourself from any technology. I know we're living in a world that we're listening to audiobooks while we do other things, or reading books, or watching a lot of Netflix, or any of that kind of things that are constantly keeping our mind stimulated. It is really important that sometimes you can actually find comfort by being still. Be on your own. Simply breathe and enjoy some time. If you're lucky, if you're not living in London like I do, that the sun is very precious, maybe just go outside and just expose yourself to the sun. Even 5 to 15 minutes of daily exposure to the sun can increase the productions of your vitamin D, which is extremely essential for your bones. And if you're living in London like I do, you know that sun is very precious. So whenever you have the opportunity to take 5 minutes to expose yourself to the sun, do it. My tip number 4, try to find a 30 minutes for activities. Now, you know, if you're following me on my social medias, you know I am a yoga teacher, so I do plenty of activity every single day. But I also try to squeeze an hour 3 times a week to go and do my workout at the gym. Of course, days where I'm stuck at home and I'm just editing videos, or I'm working for my other office job and I do not have that luxury of moving that much. So what I try to tend to do is try to take my dog out so I can just enjoy a little bit of a walk outdoor. But whenever it is terrible weather, which is very often here in the UK, I always try to do a 15 to 30 minutes Peloton ride. And of course, I am blessed. I have a Peloton at home, but you don't have to have a Peloton to actually do your 30 minutes workout. You can use YouTube nowadays, plenty of workout. I have some yoga classes as well available if you'd like to take a look. Make sure that you're clicking the link below. So tip number 5 is take a nap or organize a spa day in your own house. Because it is essential for you to take some time not only to work and do many things, but also to relax and unwind. One of my favorite things is to take hot bath. It is extremely essential for my body to just relax, and I love using my Lush bomb baths and just set the whole atmosphere. I often do my face masks and I just chill for 15-20 minutes. I am just relaxing in the hot tub. I also use creams, and I love to pamper myself so much because it's what brings me joy. So see if you can find something that really makes you happy and try to stick with it. My tip number 6 is to eat healthy. Now, there is nothing bad of cheating here and there. I do it myself, so there is nothing wrong with it. But try to prioritize your food choices. What do you like? How comfortable are you cooking a nice meal when you're at home? If you're constantly in a rush, as I do, it's okay if you're ended up eating a sandwich on the go or something else, but try to prioritize healthy over unhealthy foods. I love cooking, and I always like to just make my own food, especially when I'm at home. But I also love to prep. So whenever I have to cook something at home, I always try to cook a little extra and then put it into a Tupperware and take it the day after to work or just to eat it the day after. My tip number 7, try to keep your space tidy and clean at all time. I will never stress enough to say, but keeping your homes, your space always clean is just making you feel so much better. I'm probably too much of a control freak sometimes because I really love to keep everything like a showroom. If you're navigating through my house, you see it's constantly tidy. It's constantly like nobody ever lived into this house. But I love it. It just makes me feel so much more comfortable and so much more happy whenever I come back from a long day at work, maybe a stressful one, and then I'm coming home and everything is just nice and clean. I think there is nothing worse to come back home and also have a pile of dishes to wash or all of that kind of things that lower your vibrations and makes you feel miserable. So make sure that you keep that home or room or wherever you live nice and tidy at all time. Now, thank you so much for listening to me and to take notes about my healthy tips. If you have enjoyed this video, please make sure that you're clicking the like button below, subscribe, and if you want to know when my next video comes out, turn the notification bell below. Now, I will be more than happy to reply to all of your comments, as I always do. So if you have something or any opinion, please make sure that you're sharing your thoughts, and I will be more than happy to read it. Now, I'll see you next week for another video. You take care.